Hey guys, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us for our live today. We are going to be making pork chops with an apple cider glaze. It is so good. And we're going to also make it with some sweet potatoes and a side of green beans. So we're just going to give everyone a few minutes to join us here. And I'm just going to chop up these sweet potatoes while we get some people on. And my cameraman, as always, is my husband, Joe.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome. We've got a bunch of people joining the live right now, including Heston said, hey, how are you guys?
Hi guys.
And so just a few things for you guys joining. I am behind the camera. I am watching the chat roll. So please, you're encouraged to send a message, say hi. If you have any questions about the dish or anything like that, feel free to put it in the chat and I'll make sure we ask the question.
And we'll have a few times through cooking and everything that, if you have any questions, go ahead and just pop them through. We'll give everyone a few moments to ask those questions. And I did send over the recipe to a few people who had DM'd me, but we will also, so you're cooking with me as well, which I'm super excited about. But I will also be posting the full recipe once we're done as well. So you guys can save this and make it at a later date as well.
So we've got a bunch of people who've joined. Chilies and Smoke just joined.
What's up, buddy Brad?
The House Shoe Hostess is here.
Gia, how
We've
are
got
you doing?
a bunch of people, way too many people for me to call out. So thank you guys all for being here for sure. We appreciate you. And again, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. So today's show is sponsored by Heston. We are going to show you some of their different pans. Specifically, we're going to be showing you guys some of their skillets. And through cooking, we're going to go over, some of the pros on their skillets and also why I absolutely love them. I mean, if you guys watch my stories or really any of my reels, you're going to see Heston's products throughout it. And we're using the Nano Bond, but they have a few different options on their site as well.
Yeah, you guys, I think I heard about those pans for like a week straight after she got them, so definitely was excited about them and loved them.
I was very excited. We're in the middle of kitchen the entire house remodel. You guys know, you've been watching the stories for a while. But we're in the middle of this remodel and my pans came and I'm just like, so excited. Like setting up the space in the living room and opening up each one. And yeah, I love them. I mean, they're absolutely amazing. So we're going to show you today what they can do for everything inside, but they can be used on the grill as well. So let's go and get started here.
Why don't you tell everybody again what we're making, because we've had a bunch of people join since we got going. So
we are making pork chops with an apple cider glaze, and we're going to do a side of sweet potatoes with green beans. This meal has so much flavor. It's so good. And one of my favorite parts is once you have the recipe down, it's ready within 30 minutes. So it definitely looks like a fancier dish, but it's super easy to make.
not only looks like one, it tastes like one too. Those pork chops, man, they're one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, they are so good. And with this recipe, I would recommend to do a thicker cut pork chop. I like bone-in preferably, but you guys, you do you, whatever you prefer. We're going to start with patting them dry with some paper towel.
And when you say thicker, what do you like?
I would say about an inch. An inch is, pretty good. I would say that's what these are. I just cut them up. I'd say those are about an inch.
Nice looking chops.
They are. They taste really good. So we're going to start with seasoning the chops, and then we're going to go ahead and get them right on the pan and start searing them. With our seasoning, and one other thing too, a lot of people when you're cooking for, a family of 4, just double the recipe. You don't need to double the glaze. The glaze will be enough for 4, but the seasoning for the chops, which will be broken out separately, go ahead and just double that. So our seasoning for the chops are, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, And I'm adding it into a bowl because I like to just mix everything together and then rub it on there. Curry, I'm just using a yellow powdered curry, 1/4 teaspoon. This gives it a really nice warming flavor, and it pairs really well with the apple cider. We're gonna do ancho chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon. Again, just sticking with those fall warming, spices. Let's see, and some black pepper. So I'm just gonna add that on because I like to do fresh cracked black pepper, but you can always do, ready-made powder. Just mixing that together here. And we're going to season the chops. And we're going to do both sides. A little bit more. And just rub that in.
You mentioned you like bone-in chops more. Why do you prefer those?
The bone, I feel like, gives it more flavor, and it also tends to stay more moist. I've heard a few people say that, they don't necessarily agree with that. So I guess it, probably just depends on your chop as well. But definitely more flavor. It's kind of like, chicken, but when you have your chicken that's bone in.
Yes, Harry McNeff said flavor.
Yes, friend, yes. Oh, and that's another really good thing now that we're talking about chicken. You could do this recipe with chicken too. All right.
Gluten-free and golden said hello, beautiful.
Hey girl, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
We lost you washing your hands.
Sorry, just got to do a quick wash here.
Brad says, who doesn't want to eat off the bone? Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best. The other day when I made this, just, practicing the recipe, working it out, Joe and I both just have the bone right up and, yeah, enjoying every last morsel. So we are going, actually, I'm just going to chop up this garlic while we're over here. This is going into our glaze. So we're just doing one garlic. You could do, like the pre-made minced garlic too if you wanted to, save a little bit of time. It's kind of hard to beat fresh garlic though. And it's always my nails.
And now she gets in with the big knife.
Not playing, man. I am hungry. All right.
And we've got those sweet potatoes that'll be going on soon, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna put the sweet potatoes on at the same time. And those are super simple. We're just going to fill the pot up with water. Let them boil while we're cooking the pork chops here. Throw this in here. Oh, I forgot the pepper. See, that's the hard part with doing the fresh cracked pepper. Let me go ahead and get that on the chops here. And this gravy is really heavy in pepper. So that's what we want to do with the chops too, just get it really super flavorful. And then I'm just gonna wait to add pepper when we flip them on the stove. That'll make that easy. So let's go ahead and head over here. As you can see, we have a few things out over here, just ready for making that glaze. Okay, and actually let's go ahead. So you see the sweet potatoes in there, we're just gonna fill it with water until they're just covered, and we're putting them right on the stove.
Chilies and Smoke said you did forget one thing. It was the, what did he say? Hold on, let me scroll back. Oh, he said you forgot the cooking inspiration, AKA bourbon.
Yes, I think this may be my first live that I have not used liquor. I think that's gonna probably be a thing. Wait, now do you mean the bourbon in the chef or in the dish? Because those are two different things. All right, guys, so we are using, you watch my stories, you know that it's a running joke that I never pick a pan the right size. I'm always overflowing it. So we are using Heston's 12.5-inch Nano Bond pan. This thing is massive. It's gonna be perfect for our dish. You can see the size of the chops. I wanna make sure I have enough room to get that meat on the bottom of the pan so it has a larger cooking surface there. And the trick with, let's see, the trick with the pan and to make sure that we get a really good sear, which is gonna be key for pork chops, steaks, I mean chicken, really just about anything. We want the pan to heat up for just a little bit. Then we're gonna add in our oil, let that oil heat up, and then add in our pork chops. And this should only take a little bit because this stove, it's on the hot burner right now. You can hear I have my oven fan prepared to go because we are gonna do some searing. And we're just gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil in there. Just let that heat up a little bit. I can smell those spices. Oh, it's so good. And Joe asked the other day, how do you know when your pan, is properly heated up? And they do have, different style thermometers that you can try. I do a couple different tests. So I always just do that, as long as it's, olive oil and not vegetable oil. I'll always just do that to test it. But here's another way. Let's see, we're gonna get it on one edge. When it goes down and you start to see it ripple, let me do it again. You see that ripple? It's heating up. Just going to turn that burner on a little bit higher. And you'll want to make sure that the entire bottom is, lightly coated.
Someone asked, what brand is that gorgeous range?
This is Heston. It is my pride and joy, man. I absolutely love it.
Give you a little close-up of it here.
Yeah, so you can see I do have the oven on as well, because once we're done searing the pork chops, we're gonna go ahead and pop these in. Yeah, you can see. And here's my favorite part. Joe is the one who caught this. Now that's nice.
Soft closed doors. I've never seen it
Yes.
on the oven before.
No. All right, so she is smoking. Let's get these on. And here is the key sign for making sure it's hot enough. You want to hear that sizzle. That's what we want to hear. Make sure it's on there nice and good.
Heston Culinary said that magic sizzle.
That sound, man, that just makes me happy. You know that it's going well, it's doing its thing.
Harry McNeff said that's the Cadillac of ranges.
She is. I'm very happy with her. I actually just used the smaller oven the other day making macaroni and cheese, and it heated up so quick. I was so excited. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to give this just a little bit to get going. Once we flip these, we're going to go ahead and start our sauce. And actually, I'm going to move this. Put this on. Put our sweet potatoes on the back.
Someone's asking, what is the Heston website?
It should be Heston.com. Is it Heston?
Heston.com or Heston Culinary?
Let me see my sheet. that is.
We'll check out
the question.
pork chops once more while you look. All right. HestonCulinary.com.
Thank you.
There we go.
HestonCulinary.com. Okay, so you can see it's starting to brown already. One of my favorite parts with these pans is because you do have a wider cooking surface, it's going to get nice and evenly seared. And I'm going to show you a trick on knowing on when it's done or when you can flip it. So if it doesn't release, it released, so it's good. See if this one is. Nope, that is too. Well, if it doesn't release, then that's when you know you just have to wait a little bit and then flip it. Once it's done searing, the pan's going to release the meat and you can go ahead and flip it. But look at that. That's exactly what we're looking for, that golden brown.
Guys, my mouth is watering.
Yeah. Turn that down for a second. And those are cooking up really quick, so once we're done cooking these, we'll go ahead and actually start the sauce at that point, because these are going really quick. So do we have any questions so far?
I haven't seen any questions. Heston Culinary said perfect sear and release. Thank you. Yeah. The one thing that's definitely surprised Danielle a few times I've noticed is how fast things sear and cook on these pans. So it's it's kind of, it just seems like it goes quite a bit faster.
We talked about that a lot, and even though, I mean, I make 3 meals a day average, so 3 meals a day plus, cooking for work and everything, and still, it still shocks me how quickly everything cooks and heats up. I mean, the other day we were making steaks, and it just, bam, it's done.
Deborah asked, how do you know how long to cook the chops?
So cooking is going to be your preference, especially I feel when it comes to pork. I pull it when it's right around 135 to 140, let it rest for about 10 minutes to reach about 145. But that temperature is going to be your preference on what you like for your likeness. I like a little bit more of a medium cook versus a well done. And we're going to go ahead.
And so what is like a range though? Because you were telling me the other day that, you sear for, what was it, like 3 to 4 minutes per side?
Yeah, so you're going to sear each side, and it really is going to depend on the cut of meat as well. But average, you're going to sear right around 2 to 3 minutes per side. And then if it's a thicker cut like this, go ahead and throw it in the oven to finish off cooking. Check every few minutes because sometimes your meat will stall. So at one moment it'll be 125, and then, within a few minutes it'll reach that 145. And then especially, like I always say, with a thicker cut meat, let it rest just like you would a steak so it gets nice and holds those juices in and, finishes its magic.
Deborah, if you have any other questions, let us know. We'll definitely get that to you.
All right, let's go and get that thrown in. And we are going to start our cider glaze. Let me go ahead and grab the recipe just to make sure I have everything here.
Harry, I don't think she's going to let me eat both of those chops, although I'm hungry enough today that I could.
Yeah, me too, though. I haven't eaten dinner.
We're both hungry, so.
Okay, so I should have everything here. So we are going to use their 11-inch skillet for making the glaze. And this I like to use on a higher temperature burner because you're going to see a lot of liquids in there. We want to go ahead and reduce that by about half, if not a little bit more. And this glaze is super easy. Again, you could use this for not only pork, but you could do it for chicken as well. And let's go and get to it. We're going to start with 1 cup of apple cider. If you don't have apple cider, you could sub apple juice. going to do 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 garlic clove, we're doing, let's see, I already measured this one out so you guys didn't have to see me grind that pepper grinder for 20 minutes. Half a teaspoon of pepper. And if you like a real peppery bite, go ahead and add another quarter teaspoon of pepper. And then we have 2 tablespoons of honey. And I'm just gonna eyeball this.
Backyard Barbecue Paradise asked what we're making.
We are making pork chops with an apple cider glaze, apple cider vinegar, apple cider glaze.
And we've got some sweet potatoes and some green beans on the back burners.
The green beans we're going to do very last because depending on how you like your green beans, I like to just do a really quick cook on them. We're going to do a high heat and just get that going. Let's see, it should be, okay, quarter teaspoon of curry. And I'm just going to slip past you and get a quarter teaspoon of ancho chili. So we're bringing these flavors from the chops to the sauces or the glaze as well. Okay. Apple cider vinegar, apple cider, curry powder. Oh, we need a little bit of salt. And we are good to go. So we're doing half a teaspoon of salt. And that's all she wrote. I mean, it's super simple. And this sauce is money. It is so good.
And you said you're going to reduce that by half. So obviously that's just something you're watching. I mean, I don't know how you would tell half, but I guess just volume, right?
Yeah, you're going to see it really thicken because we have that honey in there. Honey is going to really make it thicken, and you're going to see it almost stick to the sides. I'll show you as soon as it comes up. And let's check our sweet potatoes.
And I'm just giving you a heads up. Your chops have been in the oven about 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Let's check the temperature here.
Heston Culinary said they love that you're not afraid to use the metal utensils with your Nanobond pans.
Yes. All right.
Oh, look at those things.
We are at 120. Do a mental note, about 2 minutes, and let's check that again.
So it's funny that they said that because actually, like about a week ago, Danielle was cooking and she was using a metal spatula. And
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? I almost lost it. I'm like, are those your new pans? What are you doing? You can't use metal on these pans. And she's like, yes, I can. And I started to argue, and then I realized who I was talking to, and I was like, oh, maybe I better check myself here. Hold on. So, of course, you know, being the guy who's trying to at least know what I'm talking about, I go read the instructions. Nope, you don't. They're perfect for it.
Yeah, and that's one I mean, there's so many reasons why I love these pans, and I'm also, if you guys watch my stories, and you've also seen this as well, but these pans can go from the stovetop to the oven on the grill. So when we were doing the kitchen reno, I mean, I put these bad boys to the test. 3 meals a day, they were on the grill, and then on top of that doing, you know, normal recipes for work. So, and they clean up, and we're going to show you the magic of the cleanup at the very end here. They clean up beautifully, they look like they're brand new, but yes, you can, and they're dishwasher safe. I mean, it just has all the features that when you're cooking day to day, it's really nice that you don't have to, I hate to say babying a pan, but they're heavy duty, they're meant to be cooked on, they're meant to be used, and you can use, yeah, you can use your metal utensils on it. Yeah, I mean, they're awesome.
Deborah asked, can you broil with them?
Yes, you can broil. It goes up to 1,050 degrees is the cooking temperature that you can go up to on them.
Deborah, if you had any other questions, let us know. But yeah, hopefully you heard that. 1,050 degrees, so it should be safe for broil.
Yeah, broiling, and I've used them on, again, the grill. I mean, I had that.
I think that was my other freak out moment with these pans was the first time I saw her using them on the barbecue grill, like blazing hot to sear some steaks. And I'm just like, what is going on? Now, mind you, this was because we were in renovation, so she doesn't normally do that, which was so taking me off guard. But then to see her brand new, beautiful pans on the grill was a little shocking, especially when they came in and looked, you know, like a pan on the grill would look, right? So kind of black on the bottom and such. You think, oh, that's never coming out. And then doesn't take much.
We're gonna pull these out. You can see beautifully seared. We're just gonna let those rest.
Someone just asked, do you guys eat this well every night? Honestly, yeah, pretty much we do. It's definitely one huge benefit of running some cooking shows out of your house.
Yeah, we definitely, I mean, in every meal is a little bit different. You know, it really comes down to whatever you're craving. Lucky for Joe, he doesn't really, I should say lucky for me, Joe doesn't really crave a lot of foods. I'm the one who's, you know, craving whatever that day, so. And you can see this is starting to reduce down. We're getting close.
You mentioned about sticking to the walls. Is it there yet or not quite?
Not quite.
Okay.
And it's really hard to describe. It's not necessarily sticking to the walls, but it's kind of like a coat.
Like a glaze.
Yeah, like a glaze.
Hey! Look at those chops, though. Holy cow.
Put that on there. Do the mistake of grabbing the handle. All right, you can see these are fork tender, so let's go ahead and get those drained. Turn off all of these and grab a spoon. Okay. Don't let me touch this handle now. Put that over there.
And again, you kind of saw that those were ready because they were fork tender, you said, right?
Yep, fork tender. Now, you don't have to drain all of the liquid out of them because we are going to just, since we can use metal in the pan, we're just going to mash them right in there. So we're going to add a couple tablespoons of butter. We have salt and the ancho chili powder. Let me get the rest of that out. You really want to get that flavor. And let me just grab this honey here. About a tablespoon of that. And because you can use the metal in the pans, we're just going to do this so we're not dirtying any more dishes.
Ooh, look at that glaze.
Ooh, yep, that is looking good. So let's see. You can see it's starting to stick a little bit. Am I saying that right? Do you see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
how it's kind of sticking there? There we go. And the green beans only take a second, so.
Well, they only take a second because she likes them basically raw.
Yeah. I like a really good crunch, so.
And I basically don't eat anything green, so I don't really care. She can make them however she wants.
Yeah, I put parsley on the chops the other day. I was like, oh, I want to see how it looks with that. I want to see how it looks with that. And in doing that, he said the parsley was his salad. So we're gonna take this pork chop, put it right in there, and now we are going to glaze. It smells so good, makes me so happy. And that is all she wrote. Does that not look good? That looks so good. Crush that for dinner. This looks so good. All right, let's get our green beans done. And I just have green beans, a little bit of olive oil, salt, done. You could add, if you wanted pepper in them, you could add some curry powder, you could add some of the ancho chili powder, you could add garlic. Garlic would be really good in there. I'm keeping it simple. It's a weeknight, so I like to have easy weeknight meals. And yeah, then we're gonna start plating this up here.
Ink and Arrows said, oh my word, I'm definitely gonna try this recipe.
Love hearing that.
We got another comment. Oh, Garrett said the lighting is perfect. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Try our best for sure.
Yeah, we got some new lighting here.
Harry McNeff asked, where are the dogs, Harry? They're in their crates. So our dogs are crate trained. They kind of like to just be in their beds for the most part this time of day anyways. And we've had a few people kind of knock the door or whatever, and then the dogs start barking during our lives. So we've started to kind of put them up whenever we're going live because nobody wants to hear dogs barking.
We had some of our friends' kids, well, our friends live close to us, and the kids popped over the one day, and the dogs, you know, they're so excited to see everybody to start barking. So we're playing it safe during the live tonight. Are you hungry?
I'm so hungry.
I'm so excited to show you guys how easy it cleans up. I'm going to use a pan that I used earlier in the day, so then I can show you all the magic that the cleaner does. So I like to just, you know, do a really high heat, do a quick toss, and that's it. I do like raw green beans. I like, you know, I don't want anything mushy.
To be honest, she's kind of converted me because they are nice. They do have a bit of a crunch to them. You're not eating like a soggy green bean ever in this house.
Yeah, no, it's really good. All
Ready
right,
to plate?
so we are going to plate. Let me go ahead and just grab some stuff here so I can bring everything over. Okay.
Gotta get another shot of that
So
chop.
good. Oh, it looks so good. Very happy with that. All right. So you can plate this any way that you'd like. I'm just going to show you my preferred way. And that always cracks me up because whenever we're doing, you know, any type of get-togethers or anything, Joe always tells people, just wait to see how Danielle plates and then make it that way. Or what Joe likes to do is I'll plate it all up, have it all ready to go, and then he steals my plate.
Hold on, guys. She's kind of giving me a bad rap here, but I do that.
Yeah, you
It's
do
just,
do that.
she makes hers look so nice. And then, but what she'll do is, I'll say, how should we plate it? And she'll go, however you want. And then I'll go put my plate up, and then she'll come through and one-up me, so.
All right. That on there. And I want to do a little bit extra sauce on there. This sauce goes beautifully with the green beans, the sweet potatoes, so definitely I recommend adding a lot around there. So this up. Be a little mess here. And let me grab those green beans. Not like we're really gonna probably eat the green beans. I'm gonna be gnawing on that, but you gotta have your greens.
That'll look good on the plate.
Yeah, it does brighten the plate. There we go, guys. So there's really nothing else needed with this dish. If you wanted to add some parsley, you could, but personally, I think that's it. Oh, I'm so hungry. All right, so
We are getting to the end too, guys. So just so you know, if you have any last questions about the dish, please put them in the chat box now because there is a delay. So if you wait too long, we might end before you ask your question.
yeah, and any questions on the pans, on the recipe, dish, anything, definitely let us know. And if you, one thing that I need to mention about the pans, which is one of the, key parts right now, is there is a huge sale when you go to the Heston Culinary website on the skillets. So, and it's not just the Nanobond skillets, they have other lines on there too that they have a sale on as well.
So someone just asked, what brand are the pans? They are the Heston Nanobond pans.
Yep, these are the Nanobond pans, and their skillets are on sale right now.
I saw they actually had a bunch of stuff on sale. It looked like.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it looked like they had all kinds of deals going. So
Nice. Well, you can't beat that.
yeah.
That's what I was just looking earlier today because I think I'm going to grab another one of the bigger pans because when you need one, you always need two. All right, let's do the cut test here. That's how I like her.
You called her a herd. Have you named her?
Yeah, you can see how juicy that is.
Oh man.
That one's mine. And also lifetime warranty on the skillets. They did a test. Joe was telling me about this too, that they did a test in a culinary kitchen. Was it over a 3-month period?
I can't remember. It was several months, and it was like a Michelin star restaurant though, where they like compared, or they just put it in there and had them use it for like several months, and then basically compared it to like a brand new pan, and it looked barely used, So they said it was something like, I don't know, it was a crazy amount of time that compared to like a residential use. So
I think it was equivalent to like 40 years use.
Something like that.
What most of us are using the pans for, but I mean, grill, oven, stovetop. I mean, it's really nice, especially depending on the size of your kitchen. You don't want to have like all these different, pans around. You want to have your key pans that you're going to be using every day.
before we go too, you were going to show us how to clean those pans.
Yes.
And you also mentioned before that one thing you love is that they're dishwasher safe.
They are dishwasher safe. That is very important personally to me because you guys can see, again, in my stories, I do about 4 loads of dishes every day.
So show us what a dirty one looks like.
So there's a dirty pan. And the different colors are from the mineral deposits of different foods. And then, so I have their cleaner here. Just add there we go. Just add a little bit in there. I'm gonna get the sponge wet, and you guys are gonna be shocked. mean, you can see already, there's the difference. It's absolutely crazy, and it looks brand new. So I used this on the grill earlier today, because a lot of people have asked, how do they look after you're done grilling? And because the rivets are they rivets?
Yeah, I think they're rivets.
Yeah, they're flush mount. You don't have to worry about anything getting caught in there.
This was really what blew my mind when she showed me this, when she took it off the grill and it was, you know, pretty stained. And then it comes out and just looks like this after you clean it. I mean, it's like a mirror looking into that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And that's it. And you can see how easy that was to clean. It wasn't a process of anything. Super simple. Super, super simple.
So your normal operation, like after you're done cooking, is just pop them in the dishwasher. And you only really use that, when you get some buildup?
Yeah, really the only time that I use the cleaner to make sure that, you know, they're sparkly, brand new looking is right before I'm shooting a reel. Otherwise, I just pop them in the dishwasher because it cleans them right up. I mean, this one was popped in the dishwasher. This one was done yesterday, so you can see, like, I mean, brand new and beautiful.
Yeah, and you probably get, what, I don't know, 100 times the use of an average person cooking, right? She's cooking every meal, so yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and that's one of the things too, is I get a lot of questions on, you know, what pans do I use, what cookware am I using, and, you know, I'm really excited to, you know, be partnered with Heston because I want to show you guys the products that I love and I use every single day. And yeah, I couldn't be happier with them.
Awesome. Well, I don't have too many other questions. I did have someone just ask, do you use the toothpaste stuff in the dishwasher? So no, that's just like when you want to put the shine on them, you do that by hand. Otherwise, in the dishwasher, you just use whatever detergent you would normally use in your dishwasher, from my understanding.
Yeah, so when I'm done using the pans, I let them cool completely. You know, any type of food that you have on there, go ahead and get that off of there because you don't want to put that in your dishwasher, even though I've tried and Joe keeps telling me you gotta stop doing that. But get, you know, any food off of there, throw it in the dishwasher, run it your normal cycle, and then it's clean and good to go. If you just want to get that mirror shine on there, that's when you would use the what do they call it? Professional grade stainless steel cleaner. And yeah, it restores the nanobonds to brand new.
Somebody asked how healthy are the pans. I think they're just probably asking about like toxic or anything like that. I mean, I know they're 100% non-toxic.
Yep, they're toxic free.
I also think I was reading something that said they were like nickel free. Like there's nickel in it, but it's sandwiched between the layers, so it never comes into contact with food. So for people who have like a nickel allergy, you don't have that. And one of the other things I noticed, that it's just one of those weird things that I notice even though I don't cook, but the edges on these don't have like that sharp edge.
Yeah. No,
so you don't end up getting
sealed.
like food built up or any of that like weird stuff. So
yeah,
it's kind of nice.
You can see that those edges are sealed, so that definitely makes it nice for cooking and to make sure that, you know, it maintains. They are made in Italy too. That's a really fun fact. I found out after receiving them. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes, Heston confirmed nickel allergy safe. I remembered.
Yes.
Awesome. I read some stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Can we eat yet?
Well, any questions? So jump onto the Heston website, check out their sale on the skillets. We use the 12.5. That's, you know, my personal favorite, especially if you're going to be cooking a larger meal. Pretty much anything more than, you know, 2 or more chops. You want to have a nice big skillet so then you don't have the issue of everything falling over on your stove.
One question was, what was the oven temp for the chops?
Oh, the oven temp was 400 degrees.
And was it on convection or conventional?
Just regular.
Gotcha.
Just regular bake.
Okay.
So 400 degrees because you already have that pan screaming hot, so you want to make sure that you just put it right in the oven at the same temperature. It's going to make sure that you still have that sear on there, and it just really, we're just finishing cooking it.
Okay, let's go ahead and show it one more time. Tell people what we made.
We made pork chops with an apple cider glaze with sweet potatoes, green beans, and we did it all in the Heston skillets.
Yes, and Heston mentioned too, you can find the full recipe on their website if you're looking for that. So everything's there.
And then once we're done shooting today, I'm gonna go ahead and post this on Instagram, so then you guys will have the full video if you wanna go back and review it. If you have any questions too, please feel free to DM me, ask any questions below the post. And just forgetting one more thing. Oh, I'll have the recipe in the post as well.
Awesome. All right, I think we're going to wrap this up. Where can people find you if they want to get more info or follow you somewhere else?
So social media handles is all The Salty Cooker, and website is also thesaltycooker.com. Make sure you head over to the Heston Culinary website and check out their full lineup of pans. And thank you for joining and cooking with us today, guys.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.